This is what we bought. It's an Isuzu D'Max, a 2010 model, and we're going to do a few little bits and bobs to it, some maintenance and some little modifications that I got planned for it. It's decent enough. It's we bought off father-in-law. It's got a couple of little dents in it. There's a bit of a dent in the door there. I'm going to get that popped out. There's a little dent crease there. You can probably see that. Just a little one there. This has been painted up by hand, just to keep it tidy, but we're going to do something with that. Around the back, no dents in the tailgate. It's all quite clean in there. Decent space inside to put some bits and bobs in there for the other projects that we've got. Needs a bit of a clean up when the gas struts are gone on this, because it does tend to fall down on its own quite quickly, so keep your head out of the way of that one. Down the other side there's a little bit of a mark there. It's just been repaired, which we'll do something with. And there's a dent in the door there. That's from a deer that ran out and caught it, but it's clean inside. It's yeah, it doesn't need anything doing in here. It's just maintenance really, bit of maintenance. Probably wants a new clutch in it. That's a little bit woolly, so it's going to be a bit of maintenance and then some slight modifications just to make it look a bit more fresh. So perhaps some slightly bigger tyres and a bit of paint, maybe a bit of paint, make it look nice. And what we'll do is we'll film that, and hopefully Neil will come over and give us a hand with doing some of it, and we can make a bit of a job out of it, and you can let us know what you think. I will give it a little start up. It starts up alright actually, this does. It's a bit warm because I drove it back to my house, but it's only about a mile, so it's not too far. The clutch doesn't need pushing to start it, I don't think, but that feels really spongy, and I don't know if that just needs its fluid changing or whether the pressure plate's got a bit weak. It feels like it's a bit weak. It starts up lovely, runs nice. This will do us a little treat, this Urus car. It's quite nice for an older truck. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to get it up in the air, get the wheel off, and have a look at the brakes, have a quick measure, because there's a couple of different options for different sizes for this vehicle. So I'm going to measure them up, then I'll go and get them ordered, and the next thing we'll do is we'll change them, but I need to check what size they are before I start ordering. So I'm going to take this apart quickly, whiz these nuts off, whiz these bolts out, there and there. This caliper comes off. There's a twin piston caliper in here. So there's two pistons in there pushing on that pad, and then the whole caliper slides that way to grip the disc. I think the discs want replacing, judging by the look of them. They're not too badly lipped, but I don't think that feels alright, funnily enough. I'll get the vernier calipers on them and we'll see what size they are, because there'll be a minimum size these have to adhere to, and if it's above that I'll leave them as they are, because they're not lipped or anything, they're not scored, so they actually feel alright, but the pads themselves are shot. So I'll whiz this caliper off. I'm going to measure the pistons, because the pistons come in a couple of different sizes, so I'll get a repair kit which comes with pistons, but obviously I need to make sure they're the right size ones before I start clicking away on buying stuff. Across there with a vernier and see how big they are. That boot's in a bit of a funny state. I'm sure they're probably not great inside those things, and for the sake of, I think it's 25 quid, I might just as well service them while I'm doing the pads. Let's have a look, see what's causing that squeaking. There's nothing stuck in there. There's not a lot on them, but there's a couple of thousand miles left, so I'm surprised it's making that horrible screeching noise. It doesn't appear to be anything that's actually making that happen. Let's take this other one off here. So I'll hold this camera with one hand and get the pad off with the other. I might put the camera down. There we go, put it there. Go a bit like that. You see anything from there? Probably nothing. Again, it's worn, but not to the state where it should make making that horrible screeching. Let's have a turn around. With no pads in there, it's not making any noise at all. So it's obviously the pads. I think the back plate's touching the disc ever so slightly there, or there's some shit stuck between them. Sometimes you get a stone caught between the back plate and the disc and it can make an almighty racket. But there's nothing to be worried about there. I'll just leave these anti-rattle clips off. Give this a little clean up before I put it back together. Put all this off again anyway, give it a really good clean up when we do the refurb on the calipers, but for now I'm just giving them a quick clean, put back together just to try and alleviate that screeching noise. I mean, they're warm but they're not desperate. Brake pad started to delaminate there. There's a gap between the friction material. You can see that there's a gap between the friction material and the metal back plate. That probably isn't helping, to be honest. Started to delaminate there. That's probably something to do with the screeching noise, because between the friction material, there'll be hollow space behind the friction material. There's a gap between the friction material and the metal back plate. That probably isn't helping, to be honest. That's probably causing some of that screeching. That's probably something to do with the screeching noise, because quite thoughtfully designed these are, because we've got the sliding bolt has got a flat shaped head which stops against the casting and stops it turning. Normally you have to put a spanner on that part. Right. Normally you have to put a spanner on that bit to stop it turning while you undo the bolt, but it's got like a flat arrangement there on the head of that sliding bolt, which sits against that little nodule there on the casting of the caliper, which stops it turning, which means you can undo it with one tool, which is quite unusual. I don't think I've seen that on a car before. Normally you have to put a spanner on there, so that's quite a nice little touch. I'm going to do the same here, but they're drums on the back rather than discs. Trying to see what state the shoes are in, whether it needs any new slave cylinders or not. So I'll take that off, have a quick look inside. The handbrake is still on actually, so I need to chock the wheel, take the handbrake off, otherwise I'll never get the drum off. Sometimes this works. See if it's safer. Drum brakes are always a hoot to get off. Well, they look good. Those cylinders do not have any sign of leaking at all. That is the adjuster that you get through from the back. There's like a ratchet there little ratchet there, self-adjuster, that's supposed to click around as they wear, but there's hardly any wear on them actually. The leading shoe's got a bit more wear on it, as you'd expect, than the trailing shoe, but I'd say they've got quite a while left in them. I'll have a little wiggle of this adjuster just to make sure it's opening and closing, but they move about okay, the shoes, which is what you'd expect, and there's absolutely no leaking from that slave cylinder at all, which is bloody good. That side's done, now on to the next side. Hello again guys, we've had another delivery today and it comes in this this tube. It's not raining at the moment, so this is a quick fix, this one. We go outside now and I'll just fit these parts and you see how easy it is to change them. Right, we're out of the truck. Hopefully I've ordered the right size parts. Basically, when I lift that up, it don't stay up. It doesn't lift up. It kind of will stay in that position like that if you push it right up, but a little bit of wind and down it comes. So I've ordered a couple of gas struts. These are the gas struts. I've not opened them yet. Hopefully they're the right size. Get them out of here. Universal ones. They're not specifically for this car, they're Nitrolift ones from SGS Engineering, and they look pretty much identical. I've changed the power of them slightly. These are 175 newtons, the original ones are 150. Hopefully these have got a bit more strength. Let's get them on. Right, these are a really simple fit. I've had these up before. So all you do is unscrew the bottom bit, try not to let it fall on your head while you're doing it though. That's the bottom. I'm done. Now we do the top. Fingers crossed the new ones fit. Like a glove. Because these are a touch longer, they're a little bit difficult to get the threaded parts together, because these won't compress because they're strong, whereas the old ones have had it. So get them off. Oh, there we go. Just get the threads lined up just to get it screwed in. You can see that new one's a bit stronger than the old ones because just one gas strut holding it up. Let's get the other one. Oh. Yeah, that way, don't they? So. This one. tried to. Come on. Oh, I'm trying to battle against the spring. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, that's quite stiff. Pretty fun. I've overdone it with a power now, I can't get the lid shut. Well, that's... Yeah, I'm happy with that. Jobs are good. Okay, that's about as far as we're going to go on this video. If you want to stay tuned for the next one, we'll have a go at doing the front brakes and the shock absorbers. So you want to see that, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.